What's going on this evening, this late morning, or let's just say early morning. I just decided to come on live. I'm kind of going through some sleep cycle changes. Um, seem to be up at night, some like late at night. I normally listen to to live streams, but there's nobody else live, so I decided to go live. Not the first time I've done it, but nonetheless, I don't know if anybody. I don't expect anybody to be awake. It's like 3 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't really. I don't know. Let's. I don't really have anything much to say, but I always say that. But then, I get to yapping, and then next thing you know, I'm giving a full dissertation. Not too much on my mind other than um I think like lately I don't know what it is. I just on a finance tip. I'm just been thinking, should I sell my house? Like in the condition it's in, like before, like mm, typically I was just trying to kind of wait till get my house finished, which pretty much would be probably probably I would say another year or so. Probably would be around the time that probably would be finished. But I don't know, man. It's just something kind of, I say percentage wise, it's like, I don't know, I'm like 20% thinking about just putting my house on the market, kind of in the condition it's in. Certainly, I would probably kind of, like put a lot of stuff in storage and stuff like that. Because I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I have because I, live here. But I would definitely make it, as photogenic as I possibly could. But I don't know. I was thinking about that. I was just thinking, should I sell? Should I sell my house just in the condition it's in, and just kind of just move on from there? But then it's like, okay, the issues with that is, first one is the housing market as it is now. I wouldn't be doing anything but basically kind of starting over and getting a new fixer upper um project, because that's basically what I would be looking at. If I sold my house, because it wouldn't be really enough in today's market that I probably would get to basically get something that's like, let's just say, move in ready. So I'll be basically trading up a fixer upper for another fixer upper. So it's no win in that. Might be in a better, or maybe in a neighborhood that I might want to be in. Okay, that's a plus. But the other thing is, I would be trading a fixer upper for basically another fixer upper. Wouldn't be like I'll be in a situation where I'll be, getting something that's like move-in ready. So I don't know. That's one thing. And the second, another thing is, uh, it's just like kind of like being in the same situation. It's like won't be much improvement as far as. any type of change. So it's like I just weigh all of these things in my head. I mean, you know, I think about them a lot when I have to go cut the grass. When I have to cut the grass, man, I think about all of this crap, man. I think about I think about a lot of this stuff, man, when I have to cut the grass. It's like, cause I need to try to get a riding lawnmower. I still haven't got a riding lawnmower. Um, I got a like an acre of grass to cut, and I cut it with the standard lawnmower. So, um, it's like basically I still got to get a riding mower. So still got to get that. And another thing is like as far as the interior is concerned, I only got like another 10 grand to go, and I pretty much will be done with the interior. So, it's just a lot of times I think it's just having an idle mind is what it is, just having an idle mind or whatever. But yeah, it's like, 10,000, and then guess outside the exterior, I went with new siding and the new roof. I don't know how much that would cost, but that's kind of what's needed. At least some patchwork on the side, and if that could be done, then definitely a new roof, and that's probably about $5,000. If I did it myself, which I probably will do it with some help, because I know how to do roofing. My uncle taught me how to do roofing, and my roof is basically it's called a walk off roof. I can walk my entire roof. Um, I ain't gonna say safely because I got a big house. I got a house that, yeah, if you, depending on where you fall on the roof, yeah, you could probably break something. Like I got a big ass house. Um, it's not huge. It's not like the house I grew up in. Like that house, you'll die if you got on the roof. It was like a damn mini mansion or some shit. What's going on, man? What's going on, T? Really? Salute to you. So, like, yeah, it's totally doable. I just need some help to do it, just some laborers and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just thinking about stuff, man. As far as just real estate, like, you know, just like, man, I'm just kind of just thinking what my options is. But I'm most likely gonna be um just finishing up a project, just finishing up things. But I ain't gonna lie. I mean, today I thought about like, damn, how far I came. As far as like, I just thinking how broke I was, and then now it's like, man, I'm like the most successful financially I've ever been in my entire life, which is kind of sad, but I'm grateful, man, that it's the case. I still got a long way to go. I got a long way to go, but yeah, I remember, man, how far I came, man, and of course, a lot of people, man, once you get about once you get about 40, people start dying, and the older you get, the more people start dying. It's an anomaly, and not to say if you just reach 40, people start dying. I mean, people die, all throughout your life, but when you get 40, a lot more people start to die. Like when you get 40, typically some people in your that you went to high school with, or possibly college, but let's just say high school, because you known them for a while. If you went to high school, so chances are you probably went to grade school with some of the people you went to high school with. Some of those people died for whatever reason. For it could be suicide, it could be they got shot, car accident, heart attack. You know, some dude actually. This is kind of tripped out. That's why I don't trust people. I really kind of, where I live, I kind of keep to myself. It's a dude I went to high school with. I didn't know him. He was about a grade or two higher than me. He was kind of into real estate and stuff too, and then I don't know what he was into. I don't know. He dated a chick that I went to high school with, that one of my homies also dated. Dude missing. He been missing for like 2 years. Okay. And um, basically, like I don't really hang with anybody. I kind of look at this situation like a mission. Like the mission is fix this house up, possibly buy more real estate, and don't I'm not trying to have fun and kick it and create new friends and shit like that. Like I pretty much kind of keep to myself. I say hi and bye to my neighbors, but I don't I don't even deal with the local women for the most part. Well, I that I broke that rule about I broke that rule about 3 months ago. But that's a whole nother story that I'll never tell. But I mean, I just keep to myself, man, for the most part, because like, man, a lot of these, people from I just say people from Gary, man, they not punks, man. Obviously, for obvious reason. Like people from Chicago kind of come to Gary and they gets excited because they think these dudes is like slow and country. Now these dudes they is country and they ain't slow. They will get rid of your ass promptly. They got a good they good at getting rid of niggas in Gary, Indiana. I'm gonna tell you, if they gotta get rid of you, they gotta, what I'm saying, off you. They know how to do it. And the thing is like, I don't take people for granted, because I know people have a reputation in Chicago. Chicago guys got a reputation, man. Everybody got a reputation. I don't take nobody lightly. Like a lot of times people take people lightly. I tend to not take people lightly. For the reason being is, that's a dangerous game to play. That's like a lion, or let's just say a a freaking hyena playing around with a lion, or getting too close to a lion or whatever. Trying to like agitate a pride of lions. Like, I mean, that's a good way to get your head taken off, completely off, like trying to take advantage, take people lightly or whatever. But the thing is, man, I don't do that. And that's why I don't be trying to, I know I've had my share of beefs and problems with people in the space, or whatever, YouTube. But for the most part, I was pushed to that edge, to the point where I just said fuck it, and I said my piece and I left it alone. I didn't just go and make it my obsession, and just and just keep antagonizing people like some people do. No, I just left. I said my piece and I left it there. I mean, you know, um, I don't know what people problems is. I don't know. Like me personally, I just I don't understand what people do. I really don't. I mean, me myself, I really like. It's like people that make more money than me. Let's just say people that make like, let's just say 5 or 6 times the amount of money that I make, or let's just say 3 times my most money I've ever made or whatever in a year. I mean, like, I mean, all of the things that I've done with my money, and it's like just to have someone that makes way more money than I do kind of behave like a broke dude, on the internet. It just kind of like it makes me kind of scratch my head because I really don't understand it. It's like if you got more money, that means you can go on more vacations, you can travel more, you can just do way more than being on the fucking internet all the time. Not saying you got to be broke to be on the internet. I'm not saying everybody that's on the internet is broke. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that to me, if you got more money, you should be more happier. You should definitely uh kind of like spend more time, to do the things that you enjoy because you got more money to do those things. And it's like, I don't know, to be on the internet all day trying to like antagonize people and stuff like that. Like the thing is, to me, this is the real deal. Right? Okay, if I really wanted to, I can literally I can literally locate someone that's on the internet. It's not that difficult. Especially if you're like, if you, okay, the avatar, okay, let's just say if you just got an avatar, okay, then it's not you, your actual face. You just got an avatar and you're like I had a channel one time that I just had an avatar, and it was just my voice. You didn't know who to, like. I was good at it. Like I had a channel. It was called damn. What was the name of that channel, man? Damn, man. I gotta I gotta think about it, man. Damn, what was my old channel name that I deleted? Uh oh my god. I used to be on the Coliseum and everything. Like, oh man. It was like Sunrise it was, oh yeah, 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 Solar Scholar. That was my other channel name. It was Solar Scholar. I had an intro. I had African drums and lightning, and it not in my logo. My avatar was a African dude with a spear and a lion. Nobody knew who the fuck I was. They ain't know. They knew I was in Illinois. That was it. They didn't know who I was. They know what my name was. None of that. They didn't know. Like, if you on that level, okay, yeah, you go. It's certain people that like there might be harder to dox, and it's like, okay, the thing is that it's certain things that you don't do if you wanted to avoid being doxxed. It's certain things you just don't do. Like, you don't tell too much personal information, and then you can't use no email. You can't use your email to contact people and all of that shit. I literally, man, I ain't really get that many views on my video, but it was decent for I guess the normal views I get. But I literally showed people how to get someone's location from an IP address. I mean, not to say that I'm the only video on YouTube showing people how to do that. It's sure it's thousands, if not more, videos of people giving tutorials on how to find someone's location with an IP address. Actually, you can actually do way more than that with an IP address, but that's a whole nother story for not even another day. You can do a lot with an IP address. But the thing is that I remember what's that rapper, the New York rapper, Mano. Uh I don't know when this was. This was years ago, but they had a thing where they was trying to find people that was talking shit to them on the internet, and they would literally pop up to people in the mall and then surprise them. I don't know how they did it, but they would find the people that was talking cash shit to them online. They would just pop up on their ass. And Mano is an ex-con prison. You know, he was in prison in Rikers Island. Just, I mean, the super hoodlum. You know, thug, goon, all of that. Like he just popped up on them online. Like, yeah, you talking shit, huh? Okay, and they like shocked, damn near about to piss theyself. You know, it's like, I mean, if I really wanted to do that, I actually could. Because you know, I can be a little crazy at times where if I'm really dedicated, I can't do that. So it's like I don't even go there to the point where I don't take this shit that serious where I'm just gonna, even go there. And then also you can find me. I'm not I dox myself. I mean, my channel, this channel, I show my face. I do conduct business. People know exactly where I live and everything. Like, I mean, I'm not I'm not like it was with the other channel. Like I'm cognizant that I'm out there. I'm a businessman. I got addresses. I got phone numbers. I sell books. So it's like I'm not out here trying to start beefs with people and all of that type of shit. That's just not what I'm on. Like it's just not my cup of tea. You know, I'm very good at blocking people, ignoring people, and basically telling people to go fuck off. And that's it. Once I tell you to go fuck off, and I tell you about yourself, and what I'm saying, I just move on. I'm not gonna do countless days and hours of live streams, talking about you, and how fucked up of an individual you are. I'm just gonna move the fuck on. That's it. And that's it. I don't. I ain't even worried about it. It's like it is what it is. You got people that's just assholes. No, no, those people tend to get their teeth knocked out. But you got the internet where people pretend like they can't get their teeth knocked out. And it's like, no, you can still get your teeth knocked out. It's just, motherfucker gotta pay a little money. It's not like, the people know where you go to school and all that type of stuff, schoolhouse rocks and all of that. The adult situation is you might have to hop on a plane or two. You know what I'm saying? To do the same thing that you do in the schoolhouse. But chances are ain't nobody gonna do that. Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna do it, and nobody else is gonna do that. But that's why people act the way they do online, because they know you're not gonna do that. You know, um, so that's just the game that people play. But see, here's the deal: when you act like that, when you put that behavior out there in the world, the problem is You gonna keep doing that to the wrong person, and then you gonna catch somebody like Ted Kaczynski. Then there you go. You know, there you go. That's all it takes is one person that just don't get no fuck. You know, you don't know who you got. I'll just say this: if you come to the wrong person that has the time and they have the notion, the strong enough notion to want to do something, that's all you need. That's literally all you need right there. I mean, that person don't even have to be rich. You got people that ain't got no life out here, man. That they obsessed. If you piss them off, they just that's it. Fortunately for me, I got a lot to lose. I'm not I'm not worried about assholes on the internet. With no life. You know what I'm saying? Like I just that's not what I concern myself over. People that are lunatics on the internet. I have no concern over. But it's tripped out how people act like somebody can't find you on off of the internet, especially when you on the fucking internet heavy and you. I mean, like I can see if you have like again if you just an avatar, like it's a lot of people that got avatars and they don't have, they're not out there, they don't have that much internet exposure. Okay, fine, I get that. Okay, you hide behind an avatar, you good, you undercover. But it's you out there, like you out there. You know what I'm saying? You just all the way out there, acting like an asshole to strangers off of the internet. I mean, it all it takes is one person, and that's it. That's all it requires, and it's just there you go. So I keep that in mind because I'm not trying to run across that one person. I mean, I'm not trying to be, what I'm saying, on the fucking 10 o'clock news. Somebody come out, I mean, I'm able to deal with it, but I'm not trying to have nobody come up to my fucking door talking about some YouTube shit. I mean, it just not what I'm on. But a lot of times, the funny thing about YouTube, um, primarily YouTube, it could be other platforms as well, but mainly YouTube. People really don't give a shit about you until you get engagement and or revenue. If you got a lot of engagement, people people will do certain things because you have the engagement. It could just be the engagement. If you get obviously the revenue plus the engagement, meaning you have a whole bunch of people super chatting you, you get a lot of compensation, you calling out cash apps and all of that type of stuff, right? People get jealous of that, especially black folks. Black folks really get it. You get like if you get both engagement and revenue, oh man, they just blow their top. Like haters blow their top when you get revenue plus engagement. I mean, oh my god, they just absolutely go crazy. Then it comes, people doing all kinds of stuff, trying to find your information, trying to find, like, Kevin Samuels, like where you went to high school, what did you do in high school? It's like for me, like the funny thing about me in high school, I didn't take no pictures. Like as far as I didn't I was on a wrestling team, but I was always so tired when I got out of school. I would go home and go to sleep, and then the day we had picture day, I didn't make it, and it was like 2 years in a row I missed picture day. So I have no, it's no record. I mean, not saying there's nothing wrong with me being on the wrestling team, but like, I don't have any pictures, like, what I'm saying, of me being on no fucking wrestling team or anything for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, other than my school picture, you know, there's no record of me being in no fucking high school other than my school class pictures of all throughout my, high school years or whatever. I've already talked about my legal troubles and all kind of other problems I've talked about. So it's like, for anybody to come and say anything negative of what I did and all, I've already fucking talked about it and said what I done, negative or positive. So it's not no big deal if But it's like, the thing is a lot of that stuff only happens again when you get either engagement or revenue. Now, there's people that get engagement, but they don't get that much revenue. And it's a whole bunch of people that um get engagement, but they get very few. They get basically little to no revenue, and that's, it could be a lot of different reasons why that is, but um, a lot of people don't even really get engagement. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't really get no engagement. I ain't gonna lie, I don't get no engagement, man. I just be on here, man. But it be people, man, paying attention and shit. You know, they, it is what it is. But as far as like revenue plus engagement, very few, very few people get revenue plus engagement. It's like, when I say revenue, I'm talking about you got money enough to fucking quit your job. You could be, full time YouTuber money. Like, you're making over, let's just say, $100,000 a year from YouTube. There's very few individuals that make enough to pay all of their bills from just working, from just YouTube. Very few people that they cross enough revenue where they can make all pay all their bills and everything from just YouTube. Most people have a YouTube channel and a bit of an ego or whatever. No matter how big their ego is, they only make enough to probably maybe pay probably their water bill or electricity bill if they're lucky. Maybe might be able to pay their car payment, their car loan payment. That's about it. And some people, they might be able to pay half of their rent for the month, and that's it. And it's like, it varies, but it's very few people that make enough to where they can literally quit their job. Even people that are very, very popular, they even said, I really couldn't do this full time because I don't make enough. As far as, as popular as they might be, or people might, like them or whatever, it's just, this like, niche or whatever of podcasting and stuff like that, or just kind of having a talk show, is not really that popular. Um, it can be. It's like, it's people that do have some type of popularity, but it's really not. It's really not that engaging as, like, okay, for example, you got people that do the, like, pranks, They do crank videos. They do like gold digger pranks. Those videos actually get a lot of views, which video uploads, they get more you know engagement, and they get revenue from ads, from people watching. The views go up to like 100,000, some go to 1 million, because it's like people, that's really what they really are into. They into like funny, entertaining videos. People kind of talking. Yeah, it can be engaging depending on what you're talking about, but there's very few people that really kind of make enough to really kind of break away or whatever, from a job or whatever. There's very few people, and it's an art to doing it. And it's a certain level of sophistication that you have to have with that some people don't have. You know, a lot of people actually don't have, and it comes with a lot of things. Um, it helps if you got like a co-host. Depending on the situation, it helps. A pretty face, man. You can't beat it. You know what I'm saying? Like some tits. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't beat that shit, man. It's certain things. But yeah, it's like, yeah, that's when people start coming talking about you know you gay, and they start bringing your high school yearbook photos and shit. I mean, like they start digging. Kevin with Kevin Samuels, that shit was crazy, man. They was digging hard. They had, I don't know who the fuck was doing it, but you gotta understand, you had millions of women that were butthurt about Kevin Samuels talking about realistic vantage points of what quote unquote high value men want from women. And he was not incorrect. You even have like other women co-signing. Yeah, he was correct about this, that, and the third. Like, I mean, and it's like, I don't know. Women hate the truth like more than men. I would have to say women hate the truth more than men. Men don't like the truth either, but women hate the truth. Like they just absolutely, because like here's the thing. This is why I'm correct. Who talks about being delusional is as being a strategy for success? Do men say that or women say that? That being delusional is a strategy for success. It is certain women that I've heard on like Twitter and YouTube saying being delusional, especially as well as TikTok, saying being delusional is a strategy that can work, and they break down why being delusional works as far as for you to be successful. In order for delusion to work, you can't live in reality, or reality would expose the delusion or break apart the delusion. So any type of truth, that literally wakes up, because a lot of times women do live in fantasy. They love fantasy, actually. That's why they like the novels. They like the love stories. They like, even, to be honest, a lot of them like the drama of a relationship of a man that lied to them. Oh man, they love. Oh man, it's a dangerous game. But if you're a liar, if you're a man, and then your modus operandi is to be a liar, I mean, I don't recommend it. I mean, I despise it, you know, just as much as Alan Roger Curry did. I mean, I don't care. But the thing is that yeah, you will get in some situations where you're gonna get some women because women like lies. To a sense where they'll go for it. They'll bite off of a lie. They will. They are in a lot of regards. You want to even say they love lies. I mean, hell, Rihanna had a song. I love the way you lie. I mean, so it must be something to that. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing is dangerous to be a liar because the thing is that if you a liar, sometimes you can get in a situation where a woman might try to do something violent towards you or whatever because she don't like the fact that you lied to her or some shit like that. I don't know, but the thing is that you know, yeah, it's a lot of dudes, man. They use lying as a strategy for to gain sexual access and also maintain sexual access for women. Yeah, it's definitely a thing. I don't do it. You know, because I just don't like being weak. I've gotten a lot from women by not having to fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, I look at it like, okay, I'm a high above, I'm a king. Why the fuck do I have to lie to a bitch? Like what? Like why would I have to lie to a motherfucking woman? That's really beneath me. Why would I have to lie to her? Like what? Oh, to get some pussy? Like I don't even look at it like that. Like that's to me that's desperation. That's like just trying to be on some like deviant type shit or whatever. You know, snaky type stuff. I mean, it's like okay, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But the thing is women definitely like that shit. They like being whispered in their ear, sweet little lies because a lot of women they do delve into fantasy and being delusional. So that's why they fall prey to that shit real easily. Like the story of Eve in the garden and all of that type of stuff. Because they really receptive to words and lies and stuff like that. They're very receptive to that. They like a good story, a good lie. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that when it comes down to it, yeah, they hate the truth too because they don't want to break up. I think because they don't want to break up to deal with. They don't want to. A lot of women don't want to deal with reality. In telling that harsh truth because that truth like cuts. It cuts them hard. They don't like hearing it. It's like you almost like a lot of times telling the truth to a woman is like you offending her. It's like you calling her a name or something like that. It's like, no, this is what it is. What, you want me to lie to you? I mean, how many times have you ever told a woman, do you want me to lie to you? I mean, literally, like, ask her, do you want me to lie to you? Because, I mean, you ask me something, or, I'm telling you what it is, and you don't like what I'm telling you. So, do you really want me to lie to you and tell you something different? Because basically, um, this is what I'm telling you, and you don't like the result of what I'm telling you. So it's like, yeah, man. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I don't agree with everything Kevin Samuel said. I mean, he has some viewpoints and stuff that I ain't necessarily agree with. I don't think Kelly Rowland is a seven. No, I don't think. No, I don't think Kelly Rowland is a seven. That's not that's not my opinion. I think Kelly is a six, a hard six. You know, a graceful six, but a six nonetheless. I don't think Kelly Rowland is a seven. And I just saw a good movie with Tyler Perry with Kelly Rowland in it. And it was like kind of portrayed where they was in Chicago. They was in Chicago. She was a lawyer. It was a really good movie. And I like Kelly. I remember when Destiny's Child, when they just got on, when they was just on the radio, and they had the song, is it really no 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 no, or really yes yes yes. Like they I was in like I was a junior in high school. It was like 96 or something like that. Like they was just on the radio. And I mean, they were all cute. They were all, they all look good. They had a different look, but they all look good. I mean, obviously Beyonce she was like the butterfly, the beautiful, flower in the bouquet of flowers. But she was, they all look good. The original Destiny's Child's members, they all look good, like, which is typical of most singing groups like 702. Um, they all have different shades, but they all look good. But the thing is that, yeah, I ain't necessarily agree with everything he said, but the thing is that when it comes down to it, yeah, men that are elite, I'll just say elite. So I ain't gonna say high value, because it's like, I look at it like elite men. When I say elite men, I'm talking about men that go to the country club. They worth about $500,000 or more. Yeah, they probably wear a lot of suits on a day-to-day basis. Um, they probably have like a house with a walk-in closet. They have probably a study. They tend to be probably more formal. Okay. Um, Kind of old school. They have a wine collection. Probably drink whiskey and scotch. Yeah, they're not about to fucking date some chick that calls Kendra G and has a FUBU outfit in a fucking closet. No, they're not. They're not about to date no woman like that. That talks to her friends and asks them, does they have food stamps to sell for the month? No, they're not. They're not even thinking. They don't even live. They don't even like live around these people. They don't even cross their path. You know what I'm saying? Let alone be in a situation where they're gonna date them. A lot of these men don't even have sex with these women. The men that have sex with women like that, they're they probably make six figures, but they cross paths with women like that, because, like, you got a lot of dudes, especially black men, make six figures, but their grandma still live in the hood, or their mom still live in the hood, or they got family members that still live in the hood that they go to cookouts and shit like that. Black people really don't have no uh black people have a very slim class separation. There's literally almost no class separation amongst black people. It's no class separation hardly at all. Because there's a very very small upper class. It's very very small. it's like minute, and it's like the separation is almost none. I mean, you have maybe upper middle class, a lot of upper middle class neighborhoods, but as far as like upper class, upper crust, it's very rare. And the black people that are on that type of like level, they tend to live around other white people, so they don't even live around black people. And the older I get, the more I'm thinking about like class, because the thing about class is a class focused approach of thinking can probably help as far as if you thinking about, who I should be with and who I should have some type of legacy and stuff like that with. Because if you're thinking about class, you're not necessarily thinking about race. You're thinking about class. Like, okay, does this person understand me? Are we on the same page as far as how we want to live? um this person, if something happened to me, are they able to fucking balance a checkbook and read a financial report? Do they know how to uh you know deal with certain things that take some type of intellect, uh versus, okay, the opposite, someone that you really can't, just basic or whatever, just very, very basic is what they can do as far as like cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. It's like, okay, class, being more class focused, it might be the way. Like, I know I'm not the only person that's probably considered this, or I'm probably pretty sure people are living this type of reality. But it's like, yeah, class is like, okay, doesn't matter their particular race or ethnicity, but are they in the same class as I am? Like, you know, certain, levels of like my intelligence, that, my understanding, viewpoints, are they the same type of mindset that I have as far as ethics and morals and, you know, viewpoints on, you know, certain religious understandings, like, I don't know, abortion, or you know, the whole rainbow mafia, um just things like that. Like, you know it's more class focused, like, rather than, okay, race focus or cultural focus, um because it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of times, that's what I think that America is trying to shape into, being more kind of class focused, like, because it kind of similar how it is in Europe, but it's, it is racism everywhere. I mean, it's, different cultures, clash with other cultures. I mean, that's not gonna change, but pretty much like people in, like, let's say the UK, they have more of a class centric type of, you know lifestyle. They don't, it's pretty much people that, have the same type of class. They all kind of hang around each other, live around each other, stuff like that. And America is just, they trying to kind of go into that level, but it's like, yeah, it's not, um working that way anytime soon, but they're trying to go that route. But it's like, uphill battle. But the thing is that yeah, people that make that type of money and they have that type of lifestyle, no, they're not dating no masculine overweight chick with two baby daddies and a misdemeanor report for assault, on their record. They're not even going to be around a person like that, because a person like that most likely is going to be one in a lower socioeconomic environment. So right there, a lot of times in relationships, people are in relationships because they're in close proximity to one another. Right there, you already weeded out, because you're not the the woman that wants that man that makes a whole bunch of money. She's not even in the proximity of that individual that you know like that. That's basically makes over $500,000 a year or more. It's not even in the proximity of that person. Only way that person is in proximity is via the internet, or like a dating app. You know, that's the only like that's kind of what changed the whole dating game. As far as you used to only be able to date whoever you were around, or whoever you was at work with, or basically in passing. Your day to day passing, coming and going, that was who had access to date. Now, because of dating apps and of course the internet, different platforms, you can date, internationally, you could date nationally, you can date regionally because of the internet. So, people have more options to pick from other people, but women, they look at it like they got way more options. They look at it like, damn, I got the whole world at my feet, or whatever the fuck they look at it. But it's like, too many too many choices, then you have the conundrum of who do you pick. And then if you do try to pick somebody that's you think is in your league but they're really out of your league, then you had a situation where you're gonna probably get your heart broke, or you're gonna feel like you used and abused because you dating out of your league. And then you're gonna go through all of that problems. But the thing is that yeah, because of the internet, that kind of changed the whole proximity thing, but it still hasn't changed the fact that you got different people, you got different classes. And then of course, you got people that ain't gonna, they see somebody, swiped on them or whatever. Okay, they're not gonna really take them serious. I mean, it's like, oh, okay, this a hood rat swipe right on me. Okay, they'll just laugh it off. I mean, they're not gonna even consider that. Because like it's certain men that just they. I'm talking about like really elite men that make like I'll just say like a 500,000 or more. They're not even in the stratosphere to even consider taking a risk with somebody um like an average um Kendra G or Kendra D caller, asking for six figures. They're not even going to consider it at all. But when Kevin Samuel says, okay, they're not even going to consider you. He's the evilest man on earth, and you know I'm glad that he passed away. But that don't still change the fact that that is true. That they're not dating those women that are, masculine, not feminine, already have two accidents, two two baby daddies, all this other stuff that's really associated with like basically lower socioeconomic behavioral choices. Really, it's like no, they're not. They're not even really gonna. It just doesn't even make sense because that's embarrassing. Like a lot of times you do have some men that they come from generations of wealth. Like their grandfather was a wealthy uh funeral home owner, and they're like the second generation. Like they once they father pass away, they gonna have the funeral home business, and it's worth millions and millions of dollars, and they millionaires and all of that. Like they're not about to bring home somebody like that to a family. you know I mean, all things considered, like they're not gonna bring nobody home to their family because they're gonna get laughed at. They sisters gonna laugh at them. Their cousins, their brothers, they gonna laugh at them. They're gonna embarrass them. So it's like nobody wants to be embarrassed by their family. Like, I mean, you could be nobody even want to be embarrassed by their friends, but you don't really want to be embarrassed. Like low key, nobody really want to be embarrassed by their family. Like, I mean, what I'm saying? Like, your family is somebody you gonna see most of the time. Like, you don't really want to be, if you can help it, you don't really want to be embarrassed by your family. I know a lot of people don't care, but depending on certain situations, depending on what type of family you have, that type of family where it's a close knit family, very elite family, and how rare it is, and you brought up in a certain environment, and you know how rare that is. You're not about to just bring home some hood rat to Thanksgiving dinner talking about this is we're very serious. I mean, it's like it's just not gonna happen. But again, like if you if someone tells you that they're the worst person in the world, you know, because you're breaking their fantasy. This is what they read in books. This is what they saw in a Tyler Perry film. This is what it was supposed to happen to me. He said, hold on. Okay. He said, "Who?" Oh man, I didn't even look at this chat. He said, "Who will marry the sexy reds?" Well, shoot, the sexy thugs, I guess. Shit, I don't know. Will these masses of people learn to code? Will these masses of people learn to code? I don't know what you mean by that. Are you talking about like programming language? Babies are not accidents since the 1050s. Damn, you went back to the 1050s. God damn. You went back to the Crusades and shit. Oh, let's see what else he said. Oh, we need to bring back nunneries. Oh, shit. That's hilarious. Wow. He said nunneries. God, dog. Nunneries. Oh, my God. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was younger. I mean, matter of fact, my ex girlfriend, before I got married to my wife, she was saying that she was, because she was like, yeah, she was Catholic or whatever, she was saying like, yeah, she thought about or she was considering being a nun. I mean, like it was a lot of talk like that when I was younger. I used to hear a lot of stuff like that. That was part of like the culture of whatever movies and all of that, nuns and shit. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really hear you don't really hear about women talking about they going to go be a nun. I rarely I don't hear that anymore. That is devoid of conversation. Somebody talking about going to go be a nun or a dude going to go be a priest. Um, that's just not something I hear. I used to hear more of that when I was younger. And not saying that I've ever been Catholic or even Christian. Oh well, I have at one time, but I ain't never been Catholic. But my aunt and I mean, well, my mom's side of the family was at one time or another. But I mean, I think they need to bring back boarding schools, to be honest, or orphanages, to be honest. I mean, I mean, personally, I think they need to bring back orphanages. They already have boarding schools, but they don't have that many. They used to have a lot more, but um, yeah, I think they need to bring back orphanages and basically, yeah, definitely orphanages and yeah. I mean, nunneries and all that. I don't, that's going towards Catholicism. I ain't really got, that ain't my thing. But um, I don't know, like that. I think what I do think about is I know this is going like I know this is people people gonna be like, oh, here you go, here we go with this MGTOW monk shit. But I do like to be honest, like, okay, it's not on some like MGTOW shit. I do understand like monks. I understand meditation. I understand like the power of meditation. I kind of somewhat understands why monks go into like these caves and like Nepal and shit like that and just like be chanting and meditating and trying to focus for hours and days in and days in. Like I get that. Like I understand spirituality. I understand the power of it. I understand the intense focus of like focusing in your mind on something. I'm totally for that. Like that was I still have to bring out some of I gotta finish my chess series on like chess philosophy and stuff like that. I gotta finish that up. But I definitely understand, that and I know that's not something that's in this country like that, but I like the idea of possibly you know, going into a cave and just fucking meditating, you know what I'm saying? Like for having a retreat where you just go in a cave and just fucking, you know, meditate, man, and focus on some shit for some days or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really know too much about like all that, but the monks and stuff like that in them caves and stuff be chanting and shit. I don't really know that much about it, but I mean, like, it's something to it, man. They've been doing it for a long time. He said 1950s. A whole nunneries would be lit. We already have a new registered whole religion. Wow. What's a new registered whole religion? Um, damn, I don't really got no response to that shit. Damn. Oh my god. Well, I think the whole shit, the whole culture thing, it's not what people think. Only person that really broke that down really well is BGS Itmore. The whole thing is a response to economic survival. The only reason why people most, and this is why I don't really, I despise buying pussy. I don't like buying pussy. I don't. I think like I'm too. I'm not. I'm not like I'm older, but I'm not that damn old where I think I should be buying pussy, or I need to, that I think that it's okay for me to like be buying pussy. Like every time I gotta go fuck, I gotta, it's like I gotta put $2 in the jukebox to turn the jukebox on to listen to music. Like I just, that idea is is really not something that I'm comfortable with. And I never was, but it's like I you know, I don't like the idea of I gotta go every time my dick gets hard, I gotta go pay a bitch to fucking put my dick in her. Like that's just like that's crazy. Like I can understand like if I got older, like I got a head full of gray hairs and I'm old as fuck. And obviously I done aged out of the dating market as far as like most women, other than the only women I can get is old hoes, old bitches, right? Like, okay, maybe yeah, okay, now I gotta start paying, right? A lot because I can, I'm old as fuck. Like, good luck on me trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can still blend in like I can still blend in like I'm in my late 20s or early 30s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can still, I could pull it off. Like some other people I grew up with, they old as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some of the people I went to school with, some people I grew up with, like they got a whole fucking like head full of gray hair, and they, it just look like, I mean, they supposed to be 40 and 40 some years old, like close to my age, but they look like they 60 or like they 50, 58 and shit. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck y'all do? But no, I don't like the idea of that. And I know it's guys that do that, and then, the whole culture in America, it's but it's based off of economic survival. Okay, people forgot. Okay, the market crashed in 2008. It never recovered. The stocks recovered, but when I'm talking about recovery, is a bunch of people recovering from that. Meaning, a whole bunch of people got rich and et cetera, et cetera. It's not like a whole bunch of people got rich since the 2008 crash. So few people that got, got up on crypto, got up on stocks. It made a significant change in that regard. Like I'm talking about, they whole life change. It's a few individuals that was their reality. It's not like everybody that's been their reality. Wages haven't increased. Minimum wage haven't really increased that much. Uh, the economy is, took another nosedive in 2020 because of the pandemic, and that was fostered up by the government. But I mean, it's like it ain't like it's like a whole bunch of people getting paid and a whole bunch of people getting money. It's not the case. So even back then, I remember people, like it was like some, I don't know if it was a documentary or some type of news story. it was a chick going to the Bunny Ranch in Nevada to fucking start selling pussy. Now this was like 2008. I remember that shit. It was a white chick. She was getting picked up by a limousine. I guess a flight. She was catching a flight to Nevada to go join a bunny ranch. Man, too people don't remember that shit, or they was. I think the people that on YouTube now were just young. They were like kids, I guess. But 2008 was fucked up. Man, people lost their house, man. I'm talking about people lost their fucking homes. A lot of people, a lot of older Xers and boomers, they don't tell you they lost their house. They lost their fucking house. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of people. A lot of people lost their house. A lot of people died. Because people. You don't want to talk about like how people get miserable and they get sick mentally, and then their body starts breaking down, and just, all kind of shit is affected when you have a severe financial loss, like financial stress and stuff like that. Like, as people died, man, because they just felt so embarrassed and just felt bad about, like, they just, I don't know, they got real sick like after they lost their house, man. And maybe they already had a sickness and stuff like that. Like a lot of people lost their house. They lost their house. They lost their buildings. They lost their real estate portfolio. They lost their condo. All kind of losses was happening because of that 2008 mortgage collapse. Like, and people had to file bankruptcy. It was nasty. It was nasty as hell. Like, people don't talk about that shit. Like, it just, they move on. Like, it's just, okay, it happened, whatever. But because people be embarrassed to talk about that. People don't, like, again, you can count on people not talking about three things: their personal, social issues, health issues, and financial issues. They're not going to talk about that. They're not even going to bring that up. They might bring it up, in the conversation if they having it, but they're not having that conversation. They're not gonna tell you that. And even if they having that conversation, they're not gonna tell you they lost their fucking house, in a foreclosure. They're not gonna say that. They're just not gonna do that. It was really fucked up, man, during that time, man. If the government didn't save a lot of these companies like AIG, GM, Daimler, Chrysler, these banks, if they didn't bail them out, it would have probably been a depression level event like the 1920 stock market crash and shit. Like, it would have been like that. The only thing that helped was actually because of the stock market crash. They created certain government program, actually departments, to kind of avoid a depression to happen. Like, they created the FDIC and all these other all of these things. These departments were created post the Great Depression in order to basically stave off a certain another Great Depression. Basically, that's the government coming in, funding the banks, privatize. People don't even know this shit. Like, General Motors was privatized. Like the fucking Chinese. The Chinese owns banks and companies and stuff like that. The United States turned into Chinese in 2008. They turned into China in 2008. They bought GM. They bought so much percentage of GM until GM shored up their business in order to basically pay off the government to, so they can, kind of go their separate way. But at one particular time, GM was bought by the fucking government. That fucking happened. I'm not making this up. In 2008, 2009, in order for GM to basically restructure from bankruptcy. That literally happened. So all this stuff about communism and this, no, the government turned into communism to save GM Motors out of, after they basically filed bankruptcy. That is a true story that absolutely happened. So, it's really, really bad. Like the economy is fucked up and all of that shit. And it's like women selling pussy is just usually what happens is you go back to Rome. Um, that's what happens when the economy's fucked up and a lot of people don't have any money. The women sell pussy. It's named after Beyonce, a goddess religion, and claims no connection to the singer. Hell no. See, I don't keep up with all of this shit, man. I don't know. I kind of, you know what? I heard a little scuttlebutt about Beyonce. They have a religion based off of Beyonce, or has a big following. I mean, obviously, I've heard about the Beehive, but I didn't know anything about no religion based off of Beyonce. Now, I heard they got a Bible, like KRS One created some type of religion based off of, I think, hip hop or something. I don't know. I'm not. I will say I'm more agnostic. Okay, I don't follow any of the major religions. I used to. I do not follow them. I do know this. What I do know about the major three religions is that they all derive from the Egyptians. Okay, that's a fact. I've done light research and I figured that out. I didn't do any thorough research. I didn't even have to go to Egypt to actually do any, like, you know deep digging or anything like that. I learned that from the actual images that are in the pyramids and different you know images of the ancient Egyptians. They basically, all of the religions got their way of praying, the all, even here's the thing, right? And I'm not trying to convert anybody or anything like that, but basically all of the religions, after they pray, they say amen. Who is amen or amen? You got to look that up. That's your assignment. You got to find out who is amen and why do they say amen. And it's like that was the question that I asked myself. Why did all of these religions say amen after a prayer, but then they tell you these pharaohs are these evil people that was so evil and all of this, and then they tell you they not Africans or they weren't black or me no black poppy. Like, I mean, why do they say all of this shit, right? And it's like, I mean, it's just, you figure all this stuff out and it's like, okay, it's like you go to the source. It's like once you figure out, okay, this is the source, it's like, oh, okay, this these people learned from these people or was in bondage. I believe in the whole bondage story, Genesis, Exodus, all that. Like they were in bondage by these people, but they were living with them. They were there. Okay, that's the story. The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the story of the Israelites coming out of Egypt and to the promised land and so on and so forth. Okay, that's what that those books are about, and a lot of the other things. Okay, and the Quran is about the Prophet Muhammad and stories and the angels and the companions of the Prophet and so on and so forth. But the thing is that it's very similar to the stories of the Israelites coming out of Egypt and their travels and their things that they have to face and all of that. But it's like, okay, well, again, what I looked at is, okay, where is the source? Where did all of this come from? And it's like, okay, right there in Egypt. And it's like, okay, that's when I figured that out. It was like, oh, okay, I had to fall back, and I had to, basically, that's what I did. And I was like, okay, this is the source. Okay, got it, get it, good. That was it. That was all I need to see. Once I saw that, and I really, really, conception, just really got that. That was all I needed. I didn't really need to do, anything else. Like, that was it. But back to the whole, selling pussy shit, the whole culture phenomenon. That's social engineering, okay? Propaganda through basically rap music, rap culture, okay, other cultures or whatever, as well, because you got OnlyFans, you got you can even put porn in that, you know, women trying to economically survive without men, of course, because they're teaching women to be single and independent. So how do they're gonna need money to be single and independent. Every woman cannot just be doesn't know how to just be single and independent. You know, and you know what I'm saying, like, without men's money, right? They have to get, they have to do something extra or whatever to be that. And then they gotta survive. So they feel like they gotta sell pussy. And it's like, the thing is that some of the women actually feel like, or even are in situations where they do have to sell pussy. It's situations where women, get on a bad financial luck, and they feel compelled that they might be in a situation where they might have to sell pussy. They they got they homeless, or you got women that's homeless. You got women that they might have lost their job or done some stupid shit where they got fired, or they quit their job or whatever, and then they don't got no they don't got no money or whatever. They don't got no unemployment. And then what they gonna do? They gonna go what? Probably try to sell some pussy. I mean, it's like, me and our go to ain't, we can sell some dick. It's harder to sell dick than it is pussy. Can I get an amen? I mean, it just is. You know, and I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but what's easy to sell, pussy or dick? Okay, pussy, because you got even women that's like are into pussy now, and that's a whole nother story. And that you can link that to Rome. You could go to Rome and ancient Greece and Rome to that storyline. You see, you know how that story goes, and that's growing in America. You know, the whole L Gibbet movement is growing. So for whatever reason, man, I don't know. Maybe they have a playbook that they're playing. They got books that's thousands of years old. They're worth a lot of money. You got a lot of books that's in Latin, which is the language of Rome, um, of the Romans, that is thousands and thousands of years old. You know, that is in foreign languages, and Aramaic and Latin and all kind of books and stuff like that. That basically talks about what happened thousands of years ago. Um, there's a lot of old books. There's books that's so old that it's like worth over $100,000. It's got books that's worth millions of dollars. Go on Amazon. There's books that's $10,000, $1,000. some book about America or something like that, and it was written in 16 or 1700s or something like that. That book is like I think it's like 100 grand or something like that. I don't know. It's like it's some rare books, old books that's like got a lot of information in it. You know, it's expensive and it's old, and you got books that ain't even been discovered yet. They underground in some type of hidden layer. I mean, it's all kind of stuff, man. But basically, man, it's just from what I see, and I'm not the only one. It's kind of like a degrading. America is declining. Okay, one of the things that I've said, I agree with other people saying it. What I'm seeing is America is on the decline. The whole culture thing, it's not a situation where, you know, you kind of always got to ask yourself why. Why is this, why is this, in existence, or basically why? Why is this? And the why is this is, again, social engineering propaganda, you know, what I'm saying, basically mixed in with a few rappers and music, or even several rappers right now, because it's like a trend. If you got one rapper that's hot and she's talking about hoeing, I got this nigga for a bag, and then he bought me a Jag. Then they selling a whole bunch of records or getting a whole bunch of streams, a whole bunch of money from that. Then you got some other chick talking about, well, he give me money when I come, and it be fun. Like, I mean, then you get somebody else. They all, and then next thing you know, you got a whole bunch of women rapping the same way, talking about the same thing. Lil Kim, when I was in high school, Lil Kim was rapping about getting money from dudes. She was more, I don't know, she did it in a way that was like, I don't know. I want to say she did it in a way where she was more classier because she was older. So she did it in a kind of like a Sex in the City, like I mean, hood classy, like way. She was a better rapper. She was a skilled rapper, like, because she was under Biggie Smalls. I mean, so she learned how to rap really well. But she probably, I think Lil Kim is probably one of the best rappers of. Lil Kim, as far as female rappers, is probably, I would say, in my top, definitely top five rappers. But yeah, she was like really, really, really grotesque with it. I mean, she was like, you know, I mean, she was very detailed in what she was gonna try to get from men. You know, I mean, she was talking about that shit in the '90s, how she was gonna get, some, all kind of different stuff from men or whatever. And it's like, it's not nothing new. It's not nothing new. But then, the chicks, they want bags and this and that. Then it's just a whole bunch of other women jumping on board because they see it's a movement, it's money in it, and then there you go. And the economy already is these women ain't got no money. He say infinity. A lot of let's see, a lot of black women is STF infected. They'll have to use mouth. Well, I mean, that's what happened in in Rome. I mean, shoot, you know, they was burning like back then. They had syphilis, and, gonorrhea. They didn't even have any treatments. I mean, gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia. The treatment for it, which was um basically penicillin. Penicillin was invented in the 1900s. Like, okay, the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s, 1500s, going all the way back, 1,000 years. Man, they didn't have no penicillin. If you had any disease, that was it. You had it, and you had it till you died, and you died. Death was looming, and death was you know a lot sooner than it is now. Like, the average person probably lived 30 years. But if they got to 40, that was like a miracle. They had to be damn near rich or wise to live past 40. You know, they had very few people that could cure people back then of those ailments. That's why the whole Spice Wars was they realized these herbs and whatnot could cure certain ailments. It was like medicine. They had to go to war for it, and of course it made the food taste better and all of that. You know, put stuff in your tea or whatever. But yeah, the cure for that is recent. 1900s. I mean, it's like 100 years. It's only 100 years. Penicillin is 100 is less than 100 years old, and the guy that invented it, he invented it by accident. He had left something out, and he saw it grew mold, and then he figured out, oh, okay, I could do this and make this, and that's how they discovered penicillin. But um, yeah, that's another thing that's like, as far as quote unquote buying pussy, or like buying pussy from a prostitute. I mean, you taking risks of, yeah, you might catch, the probability of you catching something is higher with someone that's a prostitute or whatever. Then you got to come to the story of, now we back in the 1800s in London, and you got the what's the dude name, he was killing prostitutes. I want to say he was called John Lee Hooker. I think they called him John Lee Hooker, because basically he was allegedly he was in a Masonic order, and some of his fellow Masons was getting uncurable STDs from these prostitutes, from these street prostitutes. And in order to like have some type of revenge on them, he went around and started killing them. Because they was giving his fellow Masonic brothers uncurable STDs, allegedly. That was how the story went. He was never caught, I don't think so. They don't know who he was. It's just, you know, that was what the story. That's how the story went or whatever. But yeah, like they was, basically killing prostitutes, man, back then, because they was giving out STDs, and people didn't like prostitutes or whatever. But the thing is that a lot of countries in Europe, prostitution is legal or it's like somewhat controlled or something like that. In the United States, it is not legal. It is legal in certain states, I think, or in certain states, it's like not. It's decriminalized, meaning they're not gonna, I guess, criminalize you about it. I don't know, but I do know. I think like parts of Las Vegas or I think Colorado is supposedly legal. Um, I don't really hear nothing about it being federally legal or whatever. Because the thing about it is like it's I don't know, like it's kind of I want to say it's similar to weed, but they don't really want prostitution to be legal. And the reason why is, and I'm glad you guys are kind of talking about this because it gives me a reason to bring this up. Because I was going to talk about this before, but one of the reasons why they don't want prostitution to be legal is because it will really kind of mess up the simp nation. The elites, I think, like this nation to be this like simp nation. I call it. I mean, they want men to be these desperate, like laughing stocks that have problems with relationships. Well, like for example, Brazil, where you could just go into a brothel before you get back to your desk in your lunch break and get off, and go about your business. Sex is not a big deal. You got a whole bunch of pretty women. Sex is just not that big of a deal. In the United States, it's a big fucking deal. And the reason why is because sexual access, I mean it's available. You could buy, prostitutes or let's just say escorts, okay? Prostitutes are on the street. And they're on the street too. Like it's funny y'all bring this up because I was on YouTube earlier today or yesterday rather, and I was watching Vegas street walking. I guess because I was watching a bunch of like different videos of people walking like throughout the world, like different parts of different countries and stuff. And they show like Tampa, Miami nightlife and stuff. And I saw Vegas, and I saw it was a thumbnail of some chick with a big ass. Like, so I was like, okay, my algorithm, pretty much pointed this video out. I clicked it. So, and this was like 2 weeks ago, and it was like these prostitutes on the street. And I mean, some of them was like, I mean, they had some dunks, and Las Vegas is hot right now because of the weather, and they just out there with tight skirts on. They outside of the city or the casino area. They just out standing around. So, I mean, the thing is that I don't think they want men to have that easy level of access. I just don't. I think they don't want that because they want the power. They basically want women to have power over men. Okay, and I think a lot of men also want that. They want women to have. Yeah, Jack. He said. I don't know why I said John Lee Hooker. I said it's Jack the Ripper. Yeah, they you say they don't want their mom selling coochie. Yeah, they don't want that. You got a lot of religious people. You got a lot of evangelicals um you had a lot of religious, a lot of people in this country, people still are very, very highly religious. Okay, now I'm not I have nothing against religion. I'm just saying, okay, I'm still I'm not so much religious, but I do believe in God. Like I believe in a higher power, but I'm not necessarily religious. But I mean I am religious because I can't say that I'm not, because I still read the Bible, I still read the Quran and stuff like that. And you know, but the thing is that yeah, this country to a certain degree or another still highly, 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 highly religious. That's why they don't want marijuana to be legal in the Bible Belt countries. Like I'm in the Bible Belt. Okay, I'm in the Bible Belt is like Tennessee, Indiana, you would even probably say Pennsylvania, just different parts of the Bible Belt. They don't want weed to be legal because weed is considered a bad thing or whatever. So the same thing with prostitution. They don't, it's frowned upon. A lot of women, the idea of cheating is really, really bad. The American woman, she hates the idea of cheating or her man cheating on her is a big deal. If you look at, if you ask, if you do a room like a town hall, right? And you have women from other countries, and then on the other side you have women from America, and the topic of discussion is cheating. The women from other countries, they're not gonna really think about cheating as like a big deal. Like if you have, let's just say, European women versus American women talking about, their idea of cheating is not that big of a deal than American women. It's like but the thing is that that's a way. It's like an easy ass way to cheat. Like, oh, like, to cheat, you gotta what? Go get a girlfriend and all that type of shit. How about you just go into a fucking local brothel, and it's that easy to cheat? And it's like, oh no, hell no. They don't. I mean, you could still. I mean, it's out there, but it's not legal. So if you go try to get a hoe and buy her for a fee, you might be buying a cop. And then you got, okay, you gonna get a charge, gonna go to jail, and you're gonna get I think, yeah, you're gonna be put on a sex offender list. Yeah, it's a big fucking deal. Oh, you thought you could just buy some pussy? Oh no. No, 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 no. No, it's a big, big deal. You better off trying to buy like a couple ounces of weed than going to go try to get, you risk buying some pussy, and then it's an undercover cop or it's a sting. Oh man, they gonna impound your car, gonna go to jail, and you gonna have to probably. I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think you're gonna have to be on a. You have to register, because yeah, you're a sex offender at that point. So yeah, it's a big fucking deal. But yeah, I don't think they want the legalization of prostitution, not just because they don't want their mama or their sisters or their daughters to sell pussy. They just, it's a control mechanism that, they want men to, they want to have control over men. Okay. That's basically what I think about it. But women themselves are still selling pussy. Okay. And they're going, in the way the economy looks as it is now, they're going to continue to be selling pussy. Okay. And of course, if it gets really, really bad, the government is going to step aside and they're going to be like, you know what? Sell all the pussy you want because it's legal now. Like, I'm be honest, like, if it gets to that point, that's a sign right there. It's fucked. The economy is totally fucked at that point when they say, okay, you know what, just sell it. Because it's like basically uh a lot of women, man, they don't really want to even work jobs. Some women, they be like, you know what, in 2020 didn't make it no better. When women figured out I can just fucking sell feet pics and just dress up in lingerie on OnlyFans, show a little ass, a little ass, you know, maybe show close to my nipple, maybe hide the nipple, don't even show the nipple at all, just a little curves. And I could make a whole bunch of money on OnlyFans, more than I make for my job, or I can work my job and do OnlyFans. It was over. It was it was over. It was a wrap. I mean, after that, they pretty much signed, seal, delivered. Um, if you thought dudes was, if simping was the thing before the pandemic, after the pandemic, it just went to extreme overdrive. That's why you got all of these women talking crazy, talking about, I need this and I need $30 more than $30 not enough for my, you know, dinner or breakfast or lunch or whatever. All of this shit is fucking post 2020 OnlyFans. The OnlyFans survival tool, like basically, like that, showing OnlyFans is the way. Basically, like after that, that just exposed a lot of things. Just made it. If it, I mean, it was already a simp nation before 2020. After 2020, it just got consolidated. It got like concentrated basically after that. And it's like then now, it's like, okay, it's no stopping. It's like, and it's like if they literally made tomorrow prostitution 100% legal, all states, they'll unleash a lot of control. Because guys wouldn't even give a fuck. Like it wouldn't matter because it puts pressure. Prostitution, like for example, in Europe, why, like, or Brazil, why sex ain't no big deal? Because you can, sex is right there. You want sex? It's what, $50 or whatever the fuck it costs over there. Oh, you gonna want sex? You can go get sex. So it's like buying a fucking um a bottle of Hennessy. Okay, you want to get some pussy? Go get some pussy. Then it becomes a big deal where men ain't really that thirsty like that. It's like women is like, oh, it's a woman, it's okay, fine. Because it's like you got sex everywhere. The availability of sex is like, it becomes not a big thing where it becomes women, they're not really that valuable because it's so many women selling it. They flood the market. If you think bitches selling pussy now, if it was federally legal or if it was fully legal, it would be sad because yeah, no offense, but yeah, your mama might be selling pussy. Whole bunch of women, a whole bunch more women will be selling pussy if it was illegal for them to do so. It would be way more women, unfortunately, selling pussy than it is now. That's a I believe that is a fact. A lot of the reason why women don't sell pussy as well because it's not legal. They got caught. They going to jail too. But or they getting set up and all of that type of stuff too. So, the thing is that yeah, if they federally legalized it or whatever, all the states legalized it, it'd be way more women selling pussy. It'd be a whole bunch of brothels. It'd be like the Wild Wild West, a bunch of saloons, a bunch of places with brothels and women selling pussy. You know, I went to the DR. DR is 100% legal to you know I mean, prostitution, whatever, sex, 100% legal. You buy as much pussy as you want. Not saying that's what you should do, but I mean, it's a case of what I'm saying is that it is a country that is 100% legal to buy pussy and sell pussy or whatever. But ain't every woman over there selling pussy. You got, it's women that would never like. It's women that will not sell pussy. It's not like every woman, if it was legal, they would be selling pussy. Like it's a very small percentage of women that's just gonna probably sell pussy. Like maybe a more higher percentage, but it's not like every woman is just gonna be selling pussy. That's not how that works. Cause you got women that they're not into that. It's like they want the guy that wants them. I mean, well, no, they want the guy that they want, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to, get nobody else and all of that type of stuff. But you know, it's I think in Canada it's legal. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure about that, but I heard somebody say in Canada is legal, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The chances of you getting caught, I don't know. But it's like women in this country already the woman that wants to sell pussy, she's going to be able to sell pussy. It's too many ways that you can get pussy or whatever. Like the fucking strip club ain't nothing but a brothel, to be honest. Like that, the sex in the champagne room, like I mean, that's that's going down. Like I seen that when I was younger. Like one of the dude I used to work with, he just like let's go to the strip club. We went to the strip club. I'm not into the strip club, okay, but he was there. He's like some big booty chick who's like came out, gave him a lap dance, and next thing you know, he went to the back. Then he came back out. We left, and he's like, "Yeah, she she charged me. I think he's like said $125, and then what I'm saying he did his thing and left. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, I would have to say the strip club probably is other than like a chick that just sell pussy on the side. Chick that sell pussy on the side is probably the safest way because she ain't really got that many mouths as far as like she not sleeping with a whole bunch of dudes than like a hooker on the street. The hooker on the street, she like the bus. She picking up anybody on the street. Escort the same thing. Like them little escorts on them websites and shit. I ain't gonna say the name. I mean, you probably already know. Um, yeah, they taking all kind of people. But the chick that just she work at Target and she sell pussy on the side. Like it's a different experience. Stripper. I probably have to say that's probably second. Like as far as like if you gonna buy some pussy, like the strip club probably is because them chicks, man, do have some really good bodies and they look real good and shit. You know, I just was never into strip clubs. That just wasn't my thing. I just thought that was just crazy. Just giving a whole bunch, just throwing money at women. Like, I mean, I don't know. I just never been rich like that. Like, and I don't know. Money was always kind of difficult for me to get. So throwing money at women in a club just wasn't never my thing. Um, I get it, but I don't know. Just just not into it. But I get it. I mean, most people go to there. A lot of dudes go there to get some pussy. That's really what it is. It's not so much I guess some dudes do that, but throw money at women. But I mean, they trying to get some pussy. That's what it is. That's the brothel, and then you ain't gonna get locked up and none of that shit. You know, it's pretty pretty tame. But when you fucking with them escort sites and definitely buying a chick off the street, yeah, you might be buying a motherfucking cop. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And it's not legal. It's not legal. It's I think it's only places I know is legal is in Nevada, parts of Nevada, and Colorado. It might be some other states, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? I heard New York they don't lock you up for it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into that shit like that. I'm just not into it. I mean, me personally, just I'm willing to have a drought for a while till I can get some pussy on my own. I don't even get satisfied from that shit because it just I don't really like you get. I mean, I'm saying you get a little satisfaction from it, but you really in my opinion, you're not fully getting satisfied. It's nothing like having a woman that y'all both on the same page and y'all both healthy and you get to have a longer experience. It's not no, oh, you done bust a nut. Damn, you gotta pay another motherfucking fee. It's like, damn, shit. I'm a healthy man. I'm gonna bust about two nuts at least. So mean to tell me I gotta put some more money in the jukebox to bust another nut? I mean, that's just crazy. It's been nights. I know this ain't sex Saturdays, but I think the most I didn't been with women. It just some good chemistry, man. It's just real good chemistry. We both was feeling each other. I didn't had an all nighter before where I done probably came like maybe 3 or 4 times. Imagine each time I bust a nut, I gotta pay another. I gotta put some more money in. Like that's just crazy. Said, man, let internet porn go away. You're gonna have problems. Nah, I could replay that shit in my head, man. I most of the times that's what happens. I replay my like past experiences and shit, and then you know what I'm saying. Like even if you don't like even if you don't, I don't be trying to watch porn. I blame Twitter. you can't you can't get away from that shit if you got Twitter, man. That's like that shit just come on your timeline. But even if I don't watch no porn, which I normally like when I say watch porn, I'm talking about like going on Pornhub and all the other sites and shit. Like I didn't I've been out there shit. I just replay some shit back in my head. Like you know what I'm saying? And that shit, you know what I'm saying, that's enough to get me excited, but I mean, I don't know, man. I just it's a lot to that, man, and I'm just not really into it, man. And I know a lot of dudes do that, and they I guess they feel like they got to do that, but And I mean, I don't get satisfied from that. You know, I just don't. I think if you really like if you that much of a freak where you gotta buy prostitutes, a whole bunch of prostitutes, and that's what you into, you might as well just be a just start a OnlyFans. That's what you do. You just start a OnlyFans, and then you start doing collabs with other OnlyFans chicks. At least, I mean, you'll still be paying the broad, but I mean, maybe it'll be a situation if you good enough, they not, what I'm saying, they might even pay you, or y'all do a little split or something like that, figuratively and literally, and then at least you getting a better sexual experience. Like, if the sexual experience you getting from just paying for a hooker, or paying for let's just say a pro, or whatever, a working girl, it's just not that great. But if you probably like shooting a actual porno, you gonna make some money off the porno, you know, and you gonna probably have a better sexual experience. You know what I'm saying? You got a chick that's got a OnlyFans. If she gonna collab with you, it's gonna be a situation where y'all gonna get a hotel room, and she probably gonna come, like, stay with you for like a week in, or at least a day or something like that, and y'all gonna shoot y'all little tapes or whatever. Like, and you gonna have a better experience, most likely. Y'all both gonna be tested, and you know what I'm saying. It's like it's still nasty as hell. Don't get me wrong. I'm not normalizing even that. It's still nasty, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not a religious guy, but I'm a man of God, man. That's that. If you're like that, you should get you a woman of God. Like, that's how you supposed to get down like that. You shouldn't be all this. But I know, I'm just saying, for dudes that they just really don't have no control, they just be buying pussy. If you old, I already understand. I'm not talking about the old dudes. But if you young buying pussy, then you might as well just get you a ninja mask or a ski mask, and then just start fucking doing OnlyFans. And then the ski mask, don't nobody know who you are, and then and then just you'll have a better experience. You'll still be paying, but you'll have a better experience. At least you'll have a better experience. And you not just paying the chick per nut. No, you gonna have like a better sexual experience, because gonna be shooting a video, and then what I'm saying, a lot of times, yeah, them chicks come through. It's like y'all, working together. She gonna come, spend the night or something, or spend the day with you, film some tapes or whatever, and then what I'm saying, you go about your business. I mean, and you might be able to make some money off of that too, to justify. Like, it might be a situation where you making more money than you actually spending on the other, chicks or whatever. I mean, I'm just saying that's what I would do if I was the type of person where I just can't help myself. I just gotta keep buying bitches. I'm a John. My name is John, and I buy prostitutes. I buy pros. Every time my dick get hard, I gotta buy a pro. For whatever the price is. That's what I gotta do. Yeah, I just be shit. Fucking just cater to whatever that is. Like, if I can't get no relationship, I don't want to get no relationship or whatever. I just If I give a fuck about what people think of me and all of that, or if they see me, just get you a ski mask and goddamn it, and just start a OnlyFans, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not that dude. Like, so I ain't really, you know, I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? I done already made my peace with that, man. I ain't, into it like that, I'm able to wait. Like I have enough discipline, I have enough patience to, you know what I'm saying, if push come to shove, I'm in a drought, I'm good. I was celibate for like almost 3 years. So I can go without pussy. I've trained myself to be able to go without pussy. I know other people they gonna go crazy, this, that, and the third. I mean, I could go without. I could have some droughts, and I got my way to get laid. So I mean, I got my ways to get laid. It's totally unconventional, but I got I got my ways, man, to get laid. That I can count on. You know what I'm saying? I got some tricks up my sleeve. But I know. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, the whole and shit, man. That whole culture shit. You know, it's just a lot of women, man. They they like the idea of getting money from men. I mean, and it's not even just hood rats. It's you got upper class women. Every sex is like, or let's just say selling sex or selling pussy. It's from high class to low class. It covers all socioeconomic levels. You got upper class chicks that sell pussy. They usually sell pussy to rich dudes, you know. And then you got hood rats that sell pussy, you know. I mean, obviously the whole culture thing is the women that's selling that or talking about that. Yeah, they are hood rats. They look like hood rats. The Glorilla, the Suki Hana, the Sexy Reds, the Cardi B. Cardi B used to sell pussy actually. Used to set niggas up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's who's selling the propaganda. I mean, well, really, who's selling the propaganda is the record companies, and who's behind those. But the actual like people that sell pussy, like that's and you got lawyers and doctors selling pussy, man. Nurses, man. Go talk to a nurse about what goes on in hospitals. You'll be surprised. Yeah, you got some nurses, man. You think them CNAs ain't selling some pussy to some of them doctors? That boy girl groups already doing that on OnlyFans and other stuff. They got boy girl groups. Oh yeah, it's crazy, but um, yeah, man, it's that going on, and then you got women that they. I mean, I worked in corporate America. I ain't necessarily see this per se. I didn't see this as far as like I seen somebody, come up on a job or whatever. But you gotta understand that some women, in order to get promoted, and then you got chicks that's in the rap industry that talk about that they suck in and fucking to get record deals, to get producers to produce albums and songs for them. That's how they get down. But in just corporate America, or just, I'll just say, the private workforce, which is, private is like, working for a company, public is working for the government. Like, even probably even public, like, women use their pussy to advance in their careers. They manager, they date their manager, and then next thing you know, they got a promotion. They got an upgrade, or they got a raise. Yeah, they do that in the military. I mean, women have used the power of their pussy to advance in society for eons, and it's not gonna stop. Okay, I mean, men do it too. Some men do that too. They, use, like, that's what the movie Boomerang was about. To a certain extent. But yeah, it's some men that they do that too. They, work their way up to the top, but very, very, very few do that. Like, most cases, women. That's what women do. If they, to get a better grade in college. My mother used to talk about that when she was in college. She saw that some of her classmates was, you know, getting better grades from the professor, with sexual favors. But I mean, yeah, I mean, women gonna continue to do that, man. They gonna use they quote unquote sexual favor to get an advance. I mean, not all women, of course, but I mean, you'll be surprised. It's just, that's what some women do. You got, and then the upper class women, they sell pussy to rich men. High, they got high class escorts, all that. Like, they sell their pussy at a higher cost, but they sell it nonetheless to wealthy and rich men. They get caboodle loads of money. Talking about, he just had a trial for what, Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump is one of them dudes, like I said, that can't help himself. You know, um, he gotta buy pussy. He been buying pussies for decades. That's just how he was wired. It could be addictive. Like, buying pussy could be addictive. Like, it'd be like your go to. Like, I mean, it could be a situation where you don't have no girlfriend, and it's a lot of men that is this is their reality. They don't have a wife, they don't have a girlfriend, and then they justify it. Okay, I just every time, it's like you hungry, right? And you like, damn, do I want steak? It's like yesterday. I was like, like, you know what? I want Chinese food today. I went and got some Chinese food. It's like dudes be like, okay, man, I wanna fuck, obviously. And then they go look at some profiles on the internet. Damn, okay. It's like, oh yeah, I like her right there. Okay. But damn, shit, I like her too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, it's dudes that's their reality. When they want to fuck, they go look online on, or what I'm saying, or some men drive around. Like I said, Vegas, they got the host stroll. Shit, they got host strolls everywhere. I'm not from Indiana. I don't know where the host stroll is, but in Illinois, or let's just say the west side of Chicago, I know where the host stroll is. Okay, I don't go there. I have never picked up no hoe off no host stroll. That idea I think even if I was an old man, I don't think that idea is something that I'm comfortable with. But I did do that shit in the Dominican Republic though. I can't lie. I can't lie about that shit. I did it. Yeah. Yeah, I did that shit in the DI. Um, yeah, but the thing is that yeah, that idea is not something I would want to do in America. I ain't necessarily want to do it in the DR either, but hey, um, I was only there for a short time, and let's just say things didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So I had to do something strange for some change. I mean, well, I had to pay somebody for some strange for some change. But the thing is that yeah, I mean, you know, you don't have to do that, man. You could wait and find somebody great. That's the slogan. I'm gonna make a T-shirt. You don't have to do that. You can wait and find somebody great. That's what it is, man. You wait and you find somebody great. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to do all this shit. But the thing is this. Um, you know, some men, like I say, Donald Trump is one of those guys that they can't help themselves. They gotta buy. They used to it. They going to private islands to. You know what I'm saying? They that's what they into. They can't help it. And they might even be married, and that's what they want to do on the side. They want to buy bitches off the side. So okay, he get involved with what Stormy Daniels, a ex fucking whatever Playboy chick or something. I don't know what she was, a Hustler magazine chick, and she sold pussy. You know, buying pussy from Stormy Daniels. You know, he goes runs for president, and she starts spilling the beans. She started writing a book and all this other stuff. They see, he's on trial for buying pussy. I mean, it is a big thing, Um, you know what I'm saying? So I say don't, shit, it's not legal. It's not legal. And then if you're gonna be a public figure, if you're gonna run for office and shit, you cannot do that. You absolutely cannot do that. Might as well just not buy a bitch, but just go talk to a bitch. Go to a networking event or something. Just go talk to some bras. You know, at least okay. It still is not good if you're a public figure, like a politician. You got a mistress and shit. You know, but what's worse, having a mistress or buying pussy from a fucking prostitute and being on trial and shit like that. You get the worst prostitute. You get the prostitute that like to run her mouth and like to write books. Like to write books and shit. You just pick the worst one, because they supposed to be discreet, quiet, and all that other shit. They're not supposed to tell your business and all of that. That's the reason why, even one of the reasons why dudes go and get with pros, because they supposed to be professional. You're not supposed to disclose your client's business, but you know if you're a famous person, or I don't know, a president, a sitting president, I mean, I don't know, maybe they can't hold themselves, but I don't know, man. That opens up all kind of other doors. I'm thinking about the series House of Cards and all of that type of shit. But I mean, all of that could be avoided, man. If you just, I don't know, shit. That's kind of hard, man. I ain't gonna lie, like, cause Cause you damned if you do, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You still want some extra pussy. That I understand that. As a man, I understand the yearning and the need for some different pussy. But you can't get, even if you got a mistress or girlfriend on the side, you obviously married, still it still looks bad. But then also getting a prostitute is bad. Which one is worse? Obviously the prostitute. So it's like, yeah, just don't fuck with the prostitute. Just get a mistress, get a girlfriend on the side. Fuck your aid. I mean, don't get AIDS. Well, fuck your your aid, or you know your White House aide, or whatever the fuck. Like, don't be fucking no goddamn no fucking pro. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna do bad, you gotta choose your bad. Like, if that makes any sense. I mean, I don't know, man. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. I just, if you get a woman that you married to and you really like her, she looks good, and you're really attracted to her, and you on that type of time, like you really don't have to fucking really get out, like, outside. I mean, but I understand the notion, or the yearning for other, like, imagine you gotta eat fucking chicken and mashed potatoes every day of your life. You want something more than chicken and mashed potatoes. You want some steak. You want some shrimp. You want something else. You want some lobster. You got to eat chicken and mashed potatoes every fucking day, like it's Groundhog's Day. That's what you got to eat every fucking day. And you might enjoy chicken and fucking mashed potatoes. A little gravy. You enjoy it, but it's great. But every fucking day, it's like, God damn, same chicken and mashed potatoes every fucking day. I mean, it's just like, that's a construct that, one, is not natural. Two, I'm talking about monogamy. It's not natural, and two, it's a construct that is basically is socially engineered by the Europeans. That's a European concept, primarily based off of the Catholic Church. It was a product of, so, okay, the Romans, the Roman Catholics, the reason why this is what was told to me by, I think, another person that was Catholic. The reason why the priests could not marry and have children, they wanted the church to be all encompassing and all powerful. So they wanted all of the money and the proceeds to go back to the basically back to Rome, and gain more power and buy more land, build more churches, and a priest having family would take away from that. So they made it where priests couldn't have children. And then also, that's where the whole concept is, Christianity is where the concept of you can't you monogamy. Okay, that's where that monogamous shit came from. Because that was what was started in Europe and shit like that. And then you get caught cheating and whatever, but it's like, yeah, that's where that concept came from. Africa didn't have wasn't no fucking. I mean, they had monogamous relationships, but that's not where that came from. I mean, it was more polygamous in Africa. That concept of monogamy is Eurocentrism, Euro centric programming. You know what I'm saying? That's where that came from. But you know, all of that aside, I mean, it's interesting conversation nonetheless. But Yeah, the whole shit is basically it's a tool for economic survival that's used by women. Some men use it too. I mean, it's men that sell dick too. You know, I mean, I don't really know that much about that, but I mean, you know, it is some men that sell, sell, that's gigolos and shit like that. I think it's more. I think it's going to be more men that actually do that too. I think it's going to be more gigolos. You know, hobosexuals. Because you got women that are doing TikToks on how to date a man in prison. Okay, um, that's one. Okay, you got a lot of women that's heavy set, not really attractive, and it's like a thing where they are into they are so devoid of relationships from men that they have to go to prisoners to date to have a relationship. Desperate men that are locked up in jail cells in order to date them. Okay, so already off top, they're paying for commissary, which is money for them to buy food from the like kind of grocery store or whatever. Paying for anything that they need, right? And then when they get out, it's not gonna stop. They fucking felon with a prison record. Getting a job is gonna be tough. They gonna have to take care of them and shit like that if they even want to. A lot of them dudes when they get out the prison, they ghost them chicks that had some type of relationship with them because they free now. They can go fuck whoever they want to, and it's definitely not them. You know, so that's one level of it. And then you got dudes that they absolutely know how to get women, and they understand the women that don't, that have problems with men and weak chicks and all whatever. They just know how to basically kind of sell sell themselves onto women for whatever reason. They know how to do it, and they do it. It's kind of like they when you go into it's kind of like you same thing with the whole OnlyFans thing. It's the same kind of concept. It's like he kind of opened that door up too, because if you got a OnlyFans and you a dude and you broadcasting it on social media, primarily Twitter, the women are seeing the same thing. They're seeing how good are, and then they want some too. And then you like, they might subscribe to your own. Who do you think is subscribing to? Well, I don't know. Some of the women are subscribing to your OnlyFans, and then they inboxing you like, "Oh, I really like that video," and then you might be like, "Oh, okay, shit, where you from?" I'm from Portland. Or I live in Portland. It's like, oh, okay. So you want to be in one of my videos? Like, I mean, that just you that opens up the portal of then you're now also possibly a gigolo at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, but the thing is this: you got a lot of women that are having problems getting men, and they okay with paying men, too. Because believe it or not, you got women that they have problems They might not have a problem getting a man, but they have a problem keeping. You got a lot of women that have a problem keeping men. Let's just say they have a problem of keeping men satisfied. And you got a lot of women that are like that, where they know they can get men, but they cannot keep men. And they know they can't keep men. And they still want to have a sexual experience or whatever. So they'll just pay a gigolo for a short-term sexual experience. And it's a lot of women like that. See, these are the things that people just kind of don't think about. You know, I don't necessarily think about it either, but I understand it is a thing. And like I said, it's growing because you got a lot of women that you got to understand. You got a lot of women that they're financially independent. Their job pays them enough to take care of their basic needs and even advance beyond their basic needs, such as they make a surplus beyond their basic needs. And I'm not saying that, okay, as far as how many women are like this, a lot, quite a few, and you got women that are able to make money outside of their job. I mean, women can, if they apply themselves, they can make a lot of money, but the thing is that they have the money, and but because they've gotten accustomed to being independent, and they really just, it's kind of like, it's weird, but I ain't gonna say it's weird, but women, they need it works best when women actually need men. And I'm that's obvious, but it just works better when women need men, meaning, oh yeah, for sure. It's it's better because what I mean by that is, it's kind of like, okay, the job, okay, the employer, it takes the old position away from the man. The man basically was the woman's employer. He was the lover, he was the employer, and he took care of her needs. Okay, we already, did the video on the Tomboy Revolution. Realized basically after the World War One, World War Two, the women start working in the factories, the manufacturing facilities. Okay, working outside the home. The men were off fighting wars. Okay, so gradually they started, primarily the poorest women, right? Because, okay, the rich women weren't in no factories building shit. They was in their their homes, and waiting on their husband to come home or whatever. Um, the poor women were the ones that were working in the factories and stuff like that. But the thing is this: once they got comfortable doing so, they started to continue to work. Okay, and then after generations of getting used to that, they started to slowly realize men are optional. The most women's mindset is, and they can't help to have this mindset. It just makes sense. Men are optional. That's the concept. That's why a whole bunch of men just kind of are pissed off, kind of complain or whatever, because basically they know, women know men are optional. Because they don't really need men, in the sense where They basically their job replaced men, their actual employer, or even them themselves, their business. You know, you got some women that are full time entrepreneurs or whatever. They their financial success replaced men, basically. Let's just say it like that, and or their employment replaced men. So men, to a lot of women, that's why they have problems in relationships. They know basically men, their man, whoever they're dealing with, is optional. So basically, a lot of times they, going in and out of relationships, they realize to a certain extent, I can't fucking keep a man. Okay. So they'll just shit. They'll pay a dude for some short term, you know, um, sexual gratification, or they'll just get a hobosexual. Because a hobosexual or a dude that ain't got no job or whatever, he can't. She knows he can't. That's the whole Akila the Bee. I forgot her name or whatever. That's where the chick, the actress chick that got the dude that was she went to the Usher concert and he was flipping out about it, because that's why they get inferior men, because they, even if the men complain, which they'll put up a fuss, and kind of put her in check to a certain degree, um but they'll try to get inferior men because those men can't really put them in check. Can't They can't attempt to be like, okay, well, I can fully take care of you. Give me some respect. You better respect me. You know, they won't even go there, because, or even if they go there, it's not really a case because of them, really considering what they say, because they don't have any power to really do anything, such as, other than whatever they provide themselves, the company that they provide, the whatever sexual gravitas they provide. uh, you know if they got children, the attachment that your children have to their father, those are the only very tangibles that men like that have, as far as like bargaining chips. So they'll get with financially inferior men, primarily, or even weak men per se, because who would go with that type of arrangement where they would get disrespected and all that type of shit, but a man that's weak, either internally or externally, or even financially or whatever, you know so they'll get with those men, that so they can have a power dynamic where they basically are the leader. They're the pants in the relationship. But even those situationships or whatever don't work out long term usually. The worst situation, it could be the man goes berserko, goes violent, and then how that goes. Turns into a, let's just say, a MS. It turns into a MS, or the dude goes on a run or some shit like that. After bodies and bodies and bodies are found. You know, or it just be a situation where he just leaves. He just he splitsville, because it can't fucking keep a man. So I'm just saying, I'm not promoting prostitution or a man to be a gigolo or whatever. I'm just stating the facts of what I see, what I know, as far as a lot of these women cannot keep these men. And I stated a lot of reasons why. And it's like that's where you could just say where the rise of the gigolo comes in, because basically they still need somebody to deal with. You got you got the whole the whole saga with the Princella, the stud maker. Not all women are just going to go. They're not going to go to the stud reorganization camp. They're not gonna. They're not gonna. You got some women that just they're not necessarily going to um go to stud camp. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that. They still want men. There you go. Gigolo, put your gigolo cape on. There you go. You know, there you go. But I mean, of course, women are gonna keep that private. They're not gonna tell you that. You won't know that. You will never know a woman that had a gigolo. You won't. You won't ever even know. She won't tell you. She will take that to the grave. Only person that knows is her friends. That's it. But yeah. I mean, it's just common sense. Like, I mean, it's just common logic. Like, these women cannot keep no fucking man for nothing. You know, um, they cannot keep no fucking man. Some of them are, yeah, they going to the stud camp or whatever. They signing up girls trips. But you got some that are not. They still want men. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there then you turn into Stedman. And you looking for your Oprah. God dog it. Oh my God. Man. There you go. But you know what? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My ego wouldn't allow me to be a gigolo, or even to be some fucking house husband or hobosexual or some shit like that. Couldn't do it unless it was a woman that was real. Like, it takes a certain type of woman that can work. It is, an ideal situation. A woman would have to be very respectable. Basically, respect is everything to men. Okay, every fucking thing. It's just like a woman be at her job. A woman at her job, in order for her to keep her job, she has to do, what she does, to complete her task and her job, and she has to have respect towards her superiors. You know, it's very difficult because in this case, a man in this case would not necessarily be her superior and wouldn't even be her co-worker. Really, it's kind of like really, it's like her husband or boyfriend or whatever would be her caretaker or janitor. It's like, you asking a woman to have respect for someone beneath her that's not equal to her. And it's like, yeah, most women cannot handle that. They can't. They not. They cannot. They don't even be respectful towards their quote unquote traditional husband that makes the same, that is technically her co-worker. Like what I mean by co-worker is husband makes just about the same as the wife, and they both have a 50-50 type of arrangement, relationship, or Dutch relationship, where they go half on, they split the bills basically. The women don't even respect the fucking her co-worker, quote unquote, in a relationship. So you think that she's going to respect the janitor or the caretaker? You know what I'm saying? The person beneath her that's not, her subordinate. Like, hey, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. So it's like, I mean, it's a tough sell, Uh, some women are able to toe that line. There's some women out there that are able to do that. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of them dudes, man, have to steal on their wife. Yeah, yeah, they gotta smack their wife, they gotta steal on their wife to, keep them in line, and that's how they, keep some type of order, and it, what I'm saying, they wouldn't tell you that, but that's how they able to kind of toe the line a little bit. Their wife is physically scared of them, you know. Um, I don't know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The janitor got still. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, your caretaker stealing on you. I mean, whatever works, man. I mean, I don't know. I ain't saying here nor there, but the thing is, like I'm saying, respect is everything to men. I mean, man, I don't give a fuck about no goddamn love. My mama loved me enough to not kill me, in the womb, and then feed me and shit like that, take care of me. You know, my mama spoiled me. Shit, be honest. I don't really, respect is sufficient. If you wanna, go, love on these balls, man. That's cool. Um, you know, give me a little, twist action. You know what I'm saying? That's love to me. Like I don't really need that much, but respect is literally everything. But women don't respect men. So they saw their mother not respecting men. They don't know how to respect men. They didn't have no man to respect. Wasn't no man in the house. So I mean, it's you know, what I'm saying. You still at the same kerfuffle. You still at infancy to adulthood. you you still at the point of the you know lack of their of infancy and adulthood of the modern, let's say, black woman in America, not having the dad around, or in the household, you know to symbolize any type of example of seeing her mother respect her dad in the household on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, decade basis. Yeah, that's gonna have a huge impact. And I don't, I can't tell you that's something that could be reversed. That's not something that you can religionize. You can't go to no religion and be like, okay, all of a sudden now I'm gonna start respecting men. No, it's not gonna work. You know, that's damn near impossible. I want to say, um, It's a smidget of a miracle that works out. Now, if you go move to Pakistan, they'll they'll work out as soon as you that'll work out as soon as you get off on the plane. As soon as them sticks start flying on your ass, you gonna learn respect real fast, boy. Cause they don't play that shit. Go take your ass to Pakistan. That chick, that big ass booty chick on social media, driving trucks and went to Dubai, talking about I moved to Dubai. She had all the videos. She deleted all the videos when she came back home. Talking about talking about I moved to Dubai. Shoot, threw her ass in that jail cell. They gonna motherfucking force that respect on your ass. Then you want to leave the country. Then um, she been quiet too. She ain't made the news or nothing. I mean, she probably disrespecting her friends in private and shit like that, like she was doing. They saying she was extremely disrespectful to her friends, but she got a big ass. I don't know if it's real though. Um, but maybe it is. It's just, again, man. I mean, it's just certain women. They just the way they were raised and everything is they was not raised to be wives. You know, some women, unfortunately, they were raised for you to give them $150 and then they take their clothes off. It just unfortunately, some women, they are raised like that. That's all they can deal with because they're disrespectful. You got to go right to stick some dick in them, and then they're going, might get them the nut, might not, but you gonna get yours, and then you just leave. That's all. That's the only level of um engagement you can have with them. Anything beyond that, just she's going to malfunction and short circuit. It just is what it is. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, what am I to do? I mean, I can't. It is. It is what it is. So women are pragmatic. Yeah. I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm just from. I mean, I'm from this country, but I saw. My father's from another country, so it helps. It helps having a father from another country that basically is not even from a Western country. It's from a country where it's like they're used to women being a certain type of way, and why they're used to being that certain type of way, and and it's like, yeah, I ain't gonna even lie, women, you know, tend to, when they find out, okay, my name is different and all that, they do treat me different. They they actually engage with me differently than they if my name was Richard Bronson. You know, if because my name ain't Richard Bronson, it's a name that basically is from it symbolizes, okay, very violently it symbolizes chopping off heads real fast and extreme levels of, like, um criminal justice, let's just say fast, swift criminal justice, um, deep levels of respect towards men. Um, and it's like, yeah, I women know, yeah, women know what's up. Like they know what's going on. They not dumb. And it's like, yeah, when they see my name, they like women like that to a certain degree. And women do love Dubai. Women love Dubai. You talk to a woman about Dubai, for whatever reason, man, you might get a smile on a woman's face. They don't necessarily like Saudi Arabia. Definitely, they not into Pakistan. Okay, but they love Dubai. But for whatever reason, they think Dubai is like a Disney World version of Saudi Arabia, and it might be, it might be that, but it's still a version of Saudi Arabia, which it is. It might be a Disney version of it, but it's still, man, Saudi Arabia is, I mean, swift justice. They have they have executioners. Like, okay, you don't have to, okay, when you watch Lord of the Rings, or not Lord of the Rings, but Game of Thrones, yeah, that's a fantasy story or whatever. Um it's not real per se, but Saudi Arabia is. You know, in Game of Thrones they have executioners, right? In Saudi Arabia, they have executioners for real that are paid on salary, and they work at a moment's notice. And it's like, okay, it's hardly any crime like in America because, all right, for example, let's say I'm driving a car in Saudi Arabia and I just look down by accident because I dropped my phone or something, and I just hit a woman with her three kids. Okay, what's going to happen to me at that point? Am I going to go to jail? Um, no. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to go to jail, and then what's going to happen to me? Am I going to get a trial? Yeah, I'm going to get a trial. It's going to be, it was like a busy, crowded market, and they have more than two witnesses that saw me hit this family, right? Um, am I gonna face a long, lengthy trial? No, it's gonna be a short trial, and then with about 2 hours, about an hour or two, soon as the executioner could get on the scene, there you go, heads off, rolling down uh, the sand. That's how they deal with shit over there. It's like Swift, Hammurabi's law, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. So it's like, yeah, I mean, when I laugh a little bit, I know where, certain situations where it's like, yeah, it's certain things is a little bit different in other parts of the world. Yeah. In most parts of the world, because kind of a lot of this, like I said, I mean, the employer just kind of, basically the economic system kind of allows women to be independent of men, for men to be optional. Other parts of the world, it just ain't hitting like that. The economy ain't hitting like that. And Switzerland is hitting. Okay, Netherlands. Okay, London. Okay, in Belize, it's not hitting like that. the women the women don't have, it's not, men are not optional for women in Belize. Okay, because the economy just ain't hitting like that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not hitting like that. It's not, it's no way for men to be optional. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got guys, unfortunately, I might be one of them. Okay. Okay. Where they want the economy to crash. so, so to punish women. I mean, it's like, okay, the economy crash, that's not really gonna help you, right? You trying to, I started this conversation off about selling my house. I mean, that doesn't help me if the economy crashes. Okay. Um, that just so I can, so women could, you know, men not be more of an option, or whatever, because the economy crashes, right? And, massive unemployment, mass layoffs, very similar to 2008. You know, it was like the unemployment rate was like 50. It was like, I think it was like something like 55% or something. I don't know. It was something. The economy dropped or something like that, like 55% or something like that. Okay, but the thing is this. Um, I don't really want the economy to crash. Okay, just so I can have women respect me more. I mean, that's not. And slightly, I kind of want that to happen because, I mean, for my nefarious reasons, but I really don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. Um, because it's like I want the economy to kind of recover. Because I think that a robust economy will actually help a little bit more of the tensions, because I've seen it where the economy was so robust and people were, able to get jobs effortlessly and money was flowing, and yeah, it was some wars going on, but it was just, it was just some crazy stuff, and United States had to get involved or whatever. Basically, Kosovo, Somalia, um, you know, um, oh, I mean, but they let Rwanda just do whatever they want to, but that's a whole nother story. But the thing is, it wasn't like it is now, where it's just a whole bunch of crazy ass shit going on, including damn near biblical prophecies, what I'm saying, going on and shit like that in Israel, all kind of shit. It's just like, on the brink of World War III with Russia. Just wasn't going on like that in the 90s. It wasn't like that. So all of that shit, man, makes it where people are scared to fucking have children. It's a lot of motherfuckers, the young people, they scared shitless about the idea of a war with Russia and all this other shit that's going on. Me being a um a baby Gen Xer, this shit is all I know. I mean, I've been knowing. I mean, they've been fighting with the Palestinians and European Israeli Jews. They've been fighting, man, since I was a kid, before I was even born. I mean, this is new to me. I mean, this is not new to me, basically. And then the Russia shit. I will say this is some new shit that's like really concerning. I will say it's very, very much concerning. My grandfather had to deal with it though too, because my grandfather was in the army during the Bay of Pigs, and he was drafted. My grandfather got drafted in the army. Okay, so he had to deal with it. He told me plenty of stories and stuff like that. The Cuban Missile Crisis, basically, if you don't understand what the Bay of Pigs is. So, the thing is that my parents and my mom and her siblings, they used to have to do drills where they used to hide under a fucking desk in grammar school. You know what hiding under a desk was gonna fucking do? I mean, I don't fucking know, but they had to do the shit because it was based off of a nuclear strike happening. And basically they hide under the tables. I guess they turned less into dust. I don't know. But yeah, like, that's the shit that they had to deal with in the 60s and stuff like that. So all of this stuff, man, it doesn't really scare me because I'm older. I didn't, watch countless stories, or not stories, but documentaries. I countless news stories, about different Middle Eastern conflicts. Obviously, I mean, I was too young to understand what the fuck was going on in Afghanistan. I had no clue until I got older, but they were funding the Mujahideen in Afghanistan to fight the Russians. So it. I mean, I found that out later in life, but this is a progression, of Cold War conflicts with Russia. But I mean, knowing what I know about what that conflict involves and the parties that's involved with this and all of this stuff is going on, I'm quiet about it because I know what the fuck is going on. That's why I don't really talk about that shit no more. Now that I know what the fuck is really going on, I don't say anything about it because it's like this, like it's not so much a secret, but I know what's going on, and it's not that many people really know. I don't know how many people know what the fuck is going on, but the fact that I know what is going on, I ain't saying shit about it because it ain't got. I don't have no reason to talk about it. That's just how I. That's how I looked at it. At first, I was like, oh, okay, you know. I looked at things. I didn't I didn't know what was really truly 100% going on. Once I realized what was going on, ain't got nothing to talk about. Ain't nothing for me to really discuss. You know, I mean the whole Israel Palestinian conflict. I don't really have nothing to talk about that, either, because they've been fighting for a long time before I was even born. And as I said before, when I talked about that, them Arabians are united. They don't even the Persians is united with the Arabians. So they're not, they're not just, gonna just sit back. So it's a progression. Don't get me wrong, this is all a progression. It's not like in 1980s or 70s or whatever. It's a progression of decades of conflicts, and it's gotten worse. It's not gotten better. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's gotten worse. But I mean, the thing is like, um, I ain't really, like, what I'm saying, involved in that shit. Like where, you know, it's not for me to judge either side. I mean, I understand um the Palestinians obviously, but it's like I ain't really got, much to, what I'm saying, say about that either. I'm not Arabian, you know. I'm not Arabian, and um I'm not necessarily like the Jew either. Genetically, because I'm black, I'm, all the races, every race came from black people. So, I mean, genetically, I'm the father, have the genetic code of, the father of all of the races on earth that's in my blood. So, I mean, I understand as far as like good, evil, and all that, but it's like, those things been playing out before I was even born. But nonetheless, I digress. All of this shit, including a bad U.S. economy, kind of declining job market, is the reason why, people don't want to have relationships, why relationships are so fucking volatile, why people are, scared to have children, all that type of shit. And I get it. I understand. I'm just older, so I'm more stoic about things. I'm more um wiser. I'm more uh stronger about things. Like, I mean, you know, you don't get older. I guess you can get older and just, be a certain type of way, but when you get older, you have some, probably have some type of philosophy. You have some type of understanding about yourself, and you know, certainly you made some type of decision. Okay, you made a decision. Okay, I'm gonna be a father. I'm gonna bust these nuts, and I'm gonna be a dad. And then once you make that decision, you've already made that decision. And you hope for the best, you pray for the best, and you be willing to fight for your offspring, of course, if you know push come to shove, and that's it. I mean, that's all you can do. I mean, but I mean, I get the whole understanding of not wanting to even have children. Don't get me wrong. It's crazy. It's a crazy world. Like I said, all of these are progressions. The fucking progressions is crazy. It's like, look at a line that's been crossed or whatever, or a line that's close to being crossed. The line is so thin now that, I mean, it's like a hair trigger that, okay, next thing you know, we're actively engaging with the Russians. Like, I'm talking full on conflict. Look at how the Palestinian Israeli conflict is. They pretty much are pummeling the Gaza Strip and all of that. They literally just was like, you know what? They gave them the green light to just turn the Gaza Strip, you know, Tel Aviv into a parking lot, and they, getting away with it or whatever. And I mean, whatever comes from that, I mean, it's still playing out in history. Um, but that this is all a progression, and it's like, okay, yeah, I could see like people just being like, okay, this is crazy as hell. I do, what? I don't want no kids in this shit. I'm get my money and you know get the fuck, far away from this shit as I possibly can. I get that shit. I totally understand that. You know, um, but at the same time, you can't forget, right? You got to look at it like this is how I look at it. You still got all of these people, wealthy and rich people, and it's like, okay, look at it like a chessboard. Okay, are you gonna try to get some? Are you gonna still just go hide in the cave and or whatever, and just try to survive, or are you gonna fucking try your hardest to thrive, even in even in time, even in hard times or difficult times or times of war or whatever, and I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm I'm trying to motherfucking goddamn it, you know, do whatever I can, man, to thrive. And that's just how I look at it. I mean, I'm not, you know, shit. Cause the wealthy still trying to maintain their wealth. They trying to get wealthier. The rich still trying to get richer. You know, I mean, it's not about to, just because of a war or whatever. It ain't about to stop. What's going on, bro? Yeah, man. Shit, insurance is still gonna be selling. You still need insurance. Um, the country is ran off of insurance and the banking system. The banks and insurance is a big portion of the wealth of this country. Banks and insurance and private equity, private investment is the biggest. And a lot of the banks are involved with that. It's like, man, I mean, I see the big picture, you know what I'm saying, too. Like this big chessboard, and then it's like, you know, everybody mostly everybody is trying to fight for crumbs. Really mostly what people are fighting for is crumbs. Even your little job, even your $100,000 job that you walking on your tippy toes every day to keep, it's just crumbs. In the bigger picture, it's just crumbs. And you're trying to, if you're smart, you taking these crumbs and you trying to make a crumb cake, you know. But if you think that it's a big deal, you may be wrong. I mean, should you take it serious? Yeah, you should still take it serious, but you gotta understand. Chris Brown makes that in one show. Your salary, your little $100,000, he make that in one show. Now, Chris Brown might be a cokehead, whatever you want to call him, whatever, but he makes that in one show. One show, he touched down in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. He make $100,000 plus backstage. He does the photo ops for like $1,000. Yeah, he makes that one. He makes that in one show. He still got 12 cities to hit. Part of his tour. It's like, okay, your little crumbs. Okay, that's fine, but it's like, okay, it might even be micro crumbs, really, in the big scheme of things. And it's like, I mean, I get it, but a lot of times what I'm saying is like sometimes people think too highly of their situation. And it's like your situation really in the grand scheme of things, in the grand chessboard, you may not even be on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? You're just like a little crumb, a crumb bum. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's like, man, it's really like, it's big, man. This shit is huge, man. You know, it's a big, big thing, man. It's like you just think about it. You know, the Forbes list, got the Forbes list. You know, and then you got a bunch of millionaires. Where you at compared to that? Where are you? You just a small speck on a big, big, big graft, and you're really way below. Average person is way below. You know, you got people to make 100 million, half a million. I mean, no, you know, they still really like kind of low. Uh, um, and it's like people got half a billion, 100 million. Okay, they slowly getting up there, getting a little bit, little like a little notch, couple notches up. You know, to comparison to people that have over $100 billion, like the Art Richard Arnott's and Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk worth over, Mark Zuckerberg's worth over $100 billion. You know, you got $100 million. I mean, hell, that's nothing compared to $100 billion. You can't even, you can't really, even if you got $100 million, man, it'd be hard for you to hang with somebody, that's worth over $100 billion. By the time you try to pay for the jet fuel, you know, the the private jet, you know what I'm saying, the state, to live in a neighborhood or whatever, man, you done blew through most of your $100 million right there. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, it's just, I'm just saying, like, it just, be humble is cool. I mean, it's all right to be humble, but just to think just where you are at, compared to everybody else. Um, don't jump off the fucking cliff, but just understand, you got a long climb up at the top. Like, I mean, even myself, like, I've done a lot, but I ain't did shit at all. Like, I ain't did nothing. I did something, but I have not done nothing. I haven't even I I haven't done shit compared to, you know the wealthiest, to the people in the middle. I ain't nowhere near there. The true middle, nowhere near it. Nowhere near it whatsoever. That's primarily what I think about. You know, all of the wars and conflicts and stuff like that. Yeah, I think about that shit too, but I think about where the fuck I am, and I ain't nowhere even in the middle of this, you know, this economic system as far as things. Nowhere, not even in the middle. Okay, and that means I got a whole bunch of work to do. Got a lot of work to be done, and that's how I look at it. When I came up, I used to shoot dice, and they used to say, "Scared money don't make no money," and they used to also say, "Scared man, a dead man." You know, and it's like, I mean, shit. You know, it's right. It ain't changed. Growing up in Dalton, Illinois, man. Got the city mayor. That made national, international news. They looking at Dalton as the most corrupt city in the entire country because they got a mayor with weave on that wear weave and like to spend spend money and shit. I mean, this shit just got blew up out of proportion, man. And I have to say that no, I was wrong when I did my video when I talked about I think it's a conspiracy and all that. Nah, just a woman that ran for office. She was hungry. She was a single mom. Now you're a single mom. She needed a job. She was good at campaigning. She knew about the politics. She sized up the opposition. She won. She got all them single moms in Dalton and the simps to vote for her. And she won. That's what happened. And once she got in, she she just didn't do things the proper way. I mean, she was unconventional. I think it was some things that I liked what she did. She tried to make Dalton a more of a community type city where she would do these events like fireworks events. She would do different events and shit like that. Try to bring everybody together. And that was right. It was some things she did right, but she she felt like she was just this Gestapo boss chick, mafia, you know, chick or whatever running the show. I mean, just don't work, man. That shit don't. I don't know where that will work, man. I really don't know where that will work. I don't know. Um, Nigeria or somewhere. It just doesn't work in this country like that. It don't work. What I'm saying, and then all of the problems and shit like that. Then once you just make, I mean, once she made the local news, and then once she got national news, it was over. Once she got that national news coverage, that was it. Because once you make national news, you automatically make international news because people watch the national news all across the world. You got Americans that live all over the world, or different parts of the world, and they watch the news. You got people that just watch the news. They watch in America like a sitcom. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's just that's what she did. I mean, she got first of all, she got voted in. Who voted her in? Who makes up Dalton? A lot of single mothers and simps that follow single moms, like the black community. That's what the black community is primarily. A bunch of single moms and simps that try to please single moms. You know, unfortunately, I gotta call it like it is. And that once she got voted in, you know, the rest is history. Now she's not gonna probably get reelected. And hopefully whoever wins the next, mayor seat of Dalton understands, okay, because they're gonna be looking at you got the whole world looking at this fucking one small town outside of Chicago, which is weird as hell. I never thought that my hometown, everybody would fucking know my hometown. That is weird to me. Like this little small town outside of Chicago, everybody know this town because of this corrupt mayor or whatever, you know. And I just never thought like that. This is, everybody would know the town that I grew up in. Like everybody, you know, Tiffany Henyard. They don't know how to say her name. Even I don't. I just never thought that shit, man. Not in this way. I mean, they ain't say, okay, shit, the high school was like, that has the state record for like the best high school for basketball in the state. No, that don't make news. No, this corrupt mayor is makes the news, makes the history of people remembering this town or whatever, this city, small city outside of Chicago, in the suburbs, the suburb outside of Chicago, the south suburbs of Chicago. But that it is what it is. She won't most likely, I mean, you can count on this. She most likely will not get reelected. So okay, so the next person, now everybody's gonna have eyeballs on this city. You know, she's probably gonna lose her commissioner, because see, this is one thing you don't understand about the mayor, right? And how much power she has. She's not only the mayor of Dalton, she is the commissioner of Thornton Township. Okay, Thornton Township is one of the most powerful townships in the south suburbs of Chicago. It used to be ran by this Italian dude that died. He died while I was in position while he was in the seat. His name was Frank Zuccarelli. Okay, Italian mob boss type, politician. Died in office. It took him dying for his seat to be up, because nobody voted him out. Nobody fucked with him. He was very powerful. He greased a lot of hands. Got a lot of people got contracts through him. And then this chick, she comes in. I don't know. I think she must be connected. I don't know who or what. I think she is connected, because you don't get all those seats. Rise up to the ranks like that. But again, I mean, also the black community is what? A matriarchy. So I mean, there you go. I mean, it just makes sense. But she also has that seat, which is way more powerful than the mayor of Dalton. The county, Thornton Township commissioner. That shit is like damn near being a county president or something like that. The president of a county, which is a powerful seat. So she got a lot of, she yielding a lot of power, but she's not like, now she gonna lose both of those positions. So that's gonna leave a power vacuum. I don't know what's gonna happen, but you know, South suburb is primarily, it used to be white back in the 80s and 90s. Now it's mostly black. Okay, most of the South suburbs is African American. Okay, white people left. They moved to Indiana, western suburbs, moved up north, away from black people. Okay, so uh, they're not coming back. It's gonna be more of them leaving. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen in the next, what, 5 to 10 years. Um, Now more black people gonna be probably moving from the city to the south suburbs, but that's been the progression for the last 30 years. But the thing is that she's gonna be moving on, because they don't like her. They absolutely despise her, and now it's a situation where it's embarrassing, because it's making so much of the news. Um, so there you go. I mean, oh, good morning, BJ. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. Um, as far as like, I mean, the thing is I'm actually, I'm actually looking at, the real estate in that area. It's just like most areas, it's gone up in value. So it's not like the value or stuff is dropping or anything like that. People, still have some property values that they have to hold on to in those areas. It's just all of this news and corruption and stuff. They just tired of it. But yeah, I mean, it's Saturday morning. I you know, I just I don't know. I just decided to. I was listening to some people. They was talking about religion or something. I think it was called Nino, or what was it? Nino podcast. I don't know. They was talking some good stuff, man. I was about to join their panel, but then they had went off. So I was like, man, you know what? Let me just fire up a live stream, and then there you go. Like I ain't really had no topic, but I was all over the place, man. You know, um, don't really have anything to talk about. Me. If you got anything you want to ask me or anything, you want to talk about in the chat, man. Um, you know, anyway, if you don't, I'm gonna get up off of here. You have any questions you want to ask me? Um, I'll wait, and not. I'm gonna just get off of this live stream. I'll be right back.